So that's the plan for today. Hopefully things go better than that. I really like this saw. The 461. This is a really nice saw. Maybe here. Today we're going to be cutting what I call stickers. These are what go between the boards to let it dry. I cut it out of 2x4. So I have to go find some 2x4s. So that's the plan for today. Hopefully things go better than that. Well, I found these boards. So I couldn't find any 2x4s, but I found this old 2x6, an old 2x8, which I've had better days, so I think they'll make good stickers. So let's go cut these up into lengths. How long is this puppy? About the same, so we'll do 1'11", or yeah, 1'11". There we go. You can never have enough stickers. That's one thing in the wood drying business. So before we start, we need to set the saw up. So I'm gonna lower the saw here a bit, the blade. Doesn't need to be quite that high. There, about there, so the teeth are sticking up just above the board. And because width of the boards is 1.5 inches, by the time you cut the kerf of the saw off, this is what we're going to be making. You end up with like 1 5/8 inches big. And that's because I set the middle of the saw at 3/4 inch. Three-quarters of an inch right to the middle of the saw. That way, when you cut the 1.5 inch pieces, it's right down the middle. And then you got a square piece. So we'll start that. Don't need to film it all, but here we go. Let's show the process. Got my push stick here. Then we just keep going. Something happened there. It's a weird knotted piece here. broke off, strangely enough. Let's retry that again. So that's what we're left with. That's what we're left with, and then I'm gonna cut that in half. And then you got a sticker. I'll just show you. And there's our square sticker, ready to be used. So that's what we keep doing. Gonna do all those boards there, we'll get a whack in the end. There we have it. Just so we're not tracking through. Check that outside. Don't know if I'm going to be milling today. Well, it's time to roll. Okay, pulling out of here. I always like to gun it on the cement. Then momentum up the grass so I don't spin out and make a big mud bog. It is, I'm gonna turn on the, there we go. Turn on the heat defroster, although it doesn't work too well. Oh yeah, I made a mess there. Here we go. It's time for four-wheel, because she is greasy. She's greasy. We'll see if you stay up on the tripod here the whole way. I don't know if you will. It's pretty bumpy going up to the area here. Oh, we're slipping. Yeah. But comes with the territory. Literally. Oh man, look at this. You can't see that, but she's wet. She's wet. Four-wheel drive, you'd get nowhere up here. Nowhere. Even four wheels pushing it a bit. We did her. We did her. We did her. We did her. All right. Now, I think the best is to take this route here, which is going to be fairly bumpy. We'll see if you stay aligned there. Oh, there she goes, big bumps. Oh, I didn't think so. Yep. And we'll back in best we can to get as close within reason without tearing up a big strip of. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm gonna miss that stump. Okay, I'm spinning now. I'll show you greasy here. That's what I mean by greasy. She's greasy. Greasy. You might as well be driving on a piece of grease. So let's go up here and see how things fared over the week. Yeah, some windfall there. Yeah, she looks good. Everything the same. I think today we'll film it from this angle. Why not, eh? Yeah, let's go from there. That's a nice angle, actually. Just get a scooch out of the way here. Yeah, that's a good angle. Looking into the woods. So you can see we've got those boards from last week, and then we're going to do a few more here. There should be 1, 2, or 3 more. I think I'm going to have to take this away before I can mill the other 2, because it's going to be in the way of milling these 2 pieces here, which is okay. Maybe that's all we need to do today. So I'm going to go get the supplies and we'll start out. Alrighty, let's clean off the tops here. These ones don't really need cleaning, but I just do it for, might as well. Clean as possible. Yeah, it smells good today. Smell the cedar in there, obviously. Pretty waterlogged. That's why it's good to get this done. Okay, let me go get the saw. I'll gas and oil it up. Alrighty. I think I've got all the supplies here now. So just to re-explain, this is an 881 steel chainsaw with a 41-inch bar, with the Alaskan mill, with the 2 posts of the Alaskan mill on there. I think I can cut up to 28 to 30 inches. And got this boat winch on it that I'm going to use to pull forward today, though. I have sharpened the chain, so I don't think I'll need the the boat winch unless I didn't do a good job. And I've got the oiler starting out here. Yeah, it's already dripping down. Beautiful. Hardest part's going to be starting it out. I will talk when the saw is idling, but during the pushing, I don't think you can hear. I'll try one again just for the fun of it, but the sound of the saw picks up too much. Okay. Hardest part, starting the saw. Let me try from here, actually. I don't know if this is wise, but as long as that's off. Yeah, it might not be bad. So I'm getting lower to the ground, a little bit, gets more awkward as you go down. The width is set to 1.5-ish, inch and 7/8. So by the time I cut it off with the feet, 1.5. And it's gonna get squared up and roll through it. Huge difference with the chain being sharpened. Put these in here at the end just to keep it from pinching itself, not much. Then we're off to the races. Get some sawdust padding here for my knees. Put these in the side, give it a halfway point, doesn't pinch on itself. Once again here, to keep this end here from falling off, I pivot around so I keep this corner on here as much as I can, and then I'll come around the other way and keep the corner on so this edge doesn't flop down. Even doing that, you still get a little bit of snipe at the end there. Right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now I'm going to turn this up a little bit of a dB here and see if this makes a difference. So you can let me know. Maybe it's too loud. I don't know. I'm going to let the saw keep running. I'm going to roll that over. Roll it over onto the next piece. Sticker it up. Beautiful. Come on. Shouldn't be making a mess there. Come on, buddies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7th stick to clear off. Let's go do her again. Let's go do her again. Saw's still running. Advantage of it. Oil's still going. Mark, get set, go. Yeah, I'm going to put only one wedge in this time. I think it's all I need. Then we'll do the 2 in the middle. Time. It's also getting easier because I'm cutting less girth too, because I'm getting to the round part. Roll over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we'll have to see what's happening here. Can I get another one out? Do I have to lift it up higher? Let's go take this screw out. No, I get one more out of there. No, maybe not. Take the screw out, lift this up. We got one more cut for sure. So I would like to lift this up just a scooch. Easier said than done. Not so much from the weight point of view, but just from the stability point of view. Oh, that is up. I don't mind cutting through that. This end, I think, needs to go up. Otherwise, I'm starting to chase the dirt a bit. Oh, it's not horrible. Let's leave it, see what happens. I might knock that there. Let's lift this up just a hair. That's a little better. Okay. The only thing I gotta watch for now is this is getting so light, I could push this whole thing down on the hill because on the hillside. I think we'll get one more out of it. 2 is pushing it. I really don't know if we'll get 2. We'll see. Let's give her. Okay. Start her up. Because it's going so quick, I don't have to refuel, I don't think. The bark on the side. One thing, some people have been bugging me online about not wearing my face shield. And I get it, but, and it's my choice. I'm not working for a company, so liability is all on me, so first and foremost. Second is, if anyone's ever milled, I realize anything could happen with your eyes. Something could fly up in your face from anywhere, the engine could explode. But generally, from a chainsaw point of view, on edge like this, pieces from here aren't going to fly in your face. Generally. I realize it could be wrong. Things can happen. I'm more worried about, if anything, when you're putting in the saw, you're right there with it. It could come back and hit you. That's why you wear chainsaw pants. Yeah, I know, but you put this here, it limits your view of things, in some ways more dangerous. Because the screen here, and I realized I could wear a visor or glasses, but glasses fog up on me. Visor, so bulky, I don't have a visor with earmuffs, so yeah, I get it. So for those safety people out there, too bad. I guess the safest thing to do would be not to mill at all, right? That's the safest thing, and that's not going to happen. So that's where we're at with our safety piece. I get it. Maybe it's wearing gloves too. Again, gloves, wet, can't grip, don't like it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. So, yeah. Comment still if you wish. But that's where I'm at with the world of safety. Keep it as safe as I can within reason, within the limits that I think are bearable and doable. And that's where we're at with the safety talk. Get back at her. Roly-poly! Maybe one more. We'll see, eh? Easier said than done. See what we can do from an upward point of view. That seems pretty good. Maybe not. Maybe. I think we can try her there. Let's just see. It'll be an experiment. Experiment. Get pretty low. We'll get her maybe. Whoa, see, pretty light. Okay, we're getting her. I didn't think we'd get one out of that, but we did. Very good. Should have brought some small ones up. Oh, you bastard. Have any small ones? Smallish. That one broke, so it's nice and small. Let's turn this off. Okay, I'm going to do the last roll of the top cap piece here. Sense of completion. Pretty light. I can swing it around like that. Keeps the rain off the top like a little cap. Beautiful. Let's take a look at this. So there's the entire log. It's kind of elongated because you've got these extra spaces in it. So we got 2 caps and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boards out of it. The top board, there'll be a lot of wane in there, but you still get a 2x6 out of that, or a 1.5x6, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's pack up. Let's clean this up here first. I'm gonna move these bottom pieces up there so they can become the next supporting piece for the next mill. And then I think, well, let's start with that. Well, no, you know what? I'm just gonna put them over here because I'm gonna take this away and I'll use the bottom pieces there. So let's put these here for future use. That's what they're there for. It looks junky, but all this junk is really helpful when you're in the middle of the woods and you don't have all the gear and the props, and you make do with what you got. This is already pre-made. It's like a nice little V shape in there. I'll put that there. Clean these up. Let's take these. I'm going to put some stickers under there. So I'll keep 6 of them. I'll show you what I'm doing there, but I'm going to take the rest back for future milling. So these are going to go back to the truck. I think what we're going to do, because I ran out of stickers this one time back in the day, I'm going to take those 6 stickers and there's a cap on this one that needs to be raised up. If I don't do that, between is never good. So if you can see this here, just going to be lifting that up. I'll go around the other side so you can see better. Okay, that's going there. Now, with 2 people, this is much easier. I'm going to put 2 under here. then go along and put 1, 2, well, that's 3, I guess. 4, let's move it down a bit. Then I can lift this up, go along there. Beautiful. Now she's separated. Just to get some air in between. I'm gonna go back and get some straps. We're gonna strap this tight so she doesn't wow. Keep her all nice and tight and straight. I don't know when I'm gonna get to this next. So in the meantime, with all the wet and dry, let's get some big straps around it and do three nice straps. I got lots of those. So I think in the meantime, we'll head back down, take the saw back. Gotta be very careful here because it is, wow, slick. Woo, almost slipped there. There we go. Alrighty, so the theory is, I just use old latex paint. I know you can get special paint for this and special end grain, end of wood paint and stuff like that, or sealer. I just use old latex. And today's going to be kind of messy. These are just old, just leftover house paint, not much left in there. Paint the ends. The theory is the end grains dry quicker than the tops or the edges. The end grains dry quicker than the rest of the board, and then you get the crackage happening because you get unequal or an imbalance of drying, and that's what causes the checking, is you get the torsion happening in the wood. This just keeps the ends from drying as quick, fills the pores at the end, and then there's a little bit more uniformity in drying. That's the theory. Now the only reason I don't like doing these ends like this is because you get paint on the top of the wood. So it's not ideal. It is quite wet. I don't even know if it's gonna dry, but paint's just gonna go to waste anyway. I might as well use it on this. I'll go do the other ends. I'm not gonna do those rounded boards. This white paint might go the whole way, who knows? Now this one will be a little bit more efficient when I mill this. I don't have to worry about, this is normally what I would do, but sometimes you just don't remember to get all the processes done. So when I mill that, it'll automatically be painted and I don't have to worry about painting each board. I mean, the wetness of today helps this go on in a sense, but I'm not getting as thick a paint on here as I normally would if it was drier. But beggars cannot be choosers. I'm just gonna do another sloppy mix on there. There we go. That just makes it one less thing for drying purposes. It's not Well, there we go, everybody. We are all done milling this one log. Waiting on the other ones to be done. We got the ends painted with paint to keep it from drying as quick. And we've got the ratchet straps on here just to bind it really tight so she's not going to warp and twist in the drying process out here. I don't know when I'm going to get to this to bring it into the barn, but it can start the initial drying process out here, even though I know it is wet, but it will dry. It would dry better than if it was a solid log because air can get in between here in theory, even though there's not a lot of airflow right now and humidity is high. But we'll get it into the barn sooner than later. Maybe when freeze up happens, so we can get in here without getting a big mess. And then we can mill these other logs, which have the ends painted. So that's our fun for today. Let's get back home and have a nice warm soup. That'd be good. Listen. Oh, is there a big log that fell there? Can't tell, but it looks like a big log over there. Right there. I don't know if that's over the fence or on the fence, but there's some precarious trees that are leaning over there. I don't even know if I want to go over there. All right, everybody, over and out, and until next time, have a good one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time.